everybody. This is Topher, and I am here with.
Dave Lockie.
Thanks for coming by, Dave.
Thank you,
Um,
Toba.
what was your first contributor day, and how many have you gone to?
It was definitely an early WordCamp Europe contributor day. I'm going to say Leiden, but frankly, my memory's not that good for anything that happened before lockdown. I think I've been to 4 or 5 contributor days in total, though.
All right. And what sorts of things have you worked on?
The most memorable one was working on the marketing team, or working with the marketing team, figuring out how to get more folks using WordPress.
All right. Is there anything in particular you'd like to work on in the future?
I would love to see a modest Web3 table at a future contributor day with folks looking at potential technical or I guess like social or political um, integrations or lessons that we can learn from what's happening outside of WordPress. I think it's important to look up from the desk sometimes, as well as focusing on the work in front of us.
Sure. What advice do you have for a new contributor?
I think if you're considering going to your first contributor day, I would highly recommend doing it. In terms of what you'll get out of it, you might not get as much work done as you would. In fact, let me rephrase that. You would definitely not get as much work done as you would on a typical day. There's a lot of learning. It's pretty medium paced, I would say. But what you will get out of it is the context and the, I guess, the mortar between the bricks. It's the conversations that you have, it's the people that you meet, it's what you observe going on that I think really helps glue the project together. So if you can ship a patch, if you can have some discrete, concrete output from a contributor today, that's great. In my experience, it's kind of the bonus. The main thing is like being together as a community, sharing the work and learning about each other.
So, failure to accomplish a specific task is not a failure of contributor day. It's just one extra thing that could happen.
Right. I think it's easy to be very task oriented in this day and age, especially if you're a developer. You know, a lot of my life as a developer was there's a bug, fix it, or there's some work that needs to be done, go do it.
Sure.
And actually, because of the size and age, maturity of the WordPress project, some of the most interesting experiences I've had at WordCamps beyond contributor day, I guess, is sort of having conversations, or even sometimes just listening to conversations, being on the periphery of them, where people have been deep in the code for a long time are talking about, memorable discussions, or
Mm-hmm.
some of the wicked challenges that come up, and just understanding. I guess it's more like not understanding, but just sort of being exposed to the passion, the knowledge, the intelligence, the care, and the human connections that drive this project forwards, and just some of the wider considerations beyond like fix this line of code,
Right.
and the amount of angles from which folks look at what can seem like a trivial code change. There's often sort of a deep, rich, and storied history behind that, and I don't think you pick that up from Trac as much as you do when you've got the Trac commenters sitting there talking it through. It adds, it turns like a 2D experience staring into a screen to more of a sort of 3D, richer, more human experience. And I think that's worth an awful lot for folks who are part of the community and want to become more embedded in it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
No worries. Always a pleasure, Topher.